When people think about the world's most powerful or expensive currency, the first names that usually come to mind are the US dollar, the euro, or the British pound. These currencies dominate global trade, news headlines, and international finance. However, the most expensive currency in the world is none of these. In reality, the title of the world's most valuable currency belongs to the Kuwaiti dinar. This surprises many people because currency value is often misunderstood. A currency being expensive does not mean the country is the richest or that its economy is the largest. Instead, it refers to how much one unit of that currency is worth when exchanged for another currency, such as the US dollar. Understanding why the Kuwaiti dinar is the world's most expensive currency requires a deeper look into how currency value works, how exchange rates are determined, and the unique economic and political factors that shape a nation's money. To begin, it is important to understand what makes a currency expensive. Currency value is measured by exchange rates, which show how much one unit of a currency can buy of another currency. For example, if one unit of a currency equals $3, it is considered more expensive than a currency where one unit equals only $1. This does not necessarily mean people in that country are richer or that goods are cheaper. Currency value is influenced by many factors, including supply and demand, economic stability, inflation, interest rates, government policies, and international trade. A strong currency often reflects confidence in a country's economy, political stability, and financial discipline. The Kuwaiti dinar, abbreviated as KWD, consistently ranks as the most expensive currency in the world. One Kuwaiti dinar is worth more than $3, making it more valuable per unit than any other currency. Kuwait is a small country located in the Middle East, with a relatively small population compared to global economic giants. Despite its size, Kuwait holds enormous economic power due to its vast oil reserves. Oil plays a central role in Kuwait's economy and has been a major source of wealth for the country for decades. The revenue from oil exports provides strong financial backing for the Kuwaiti government and supports the stability of its currency. One of the key reasons the Kuwaiti dinar is so valuable is controlled supply. Kuwait issues fewer dinars compared to countries like the United States, which prints large quantities of dollars to meet global demand. By keeping the supply of its currency limited, Kuwait helps maintain a higher value for each unit. This controlled supply, combined with strong demand for the dinar due to oil exports and international trade, creates a favorable exchange rate. In simple terms, fewer dinars chasing strong global demand results in a higher value per dinar. Another major factor behind the strength of the Kuwaiti dinar is economic stability. Kuwait has a relatively stable political system and a well-managed economy. The government has accumulated significant foreign exchange reserves and sovereign wealth funds, which provide a financial cushion during economic downturns. These reserves increase investor confidence and reduce the risk of currency devaluation. When investors trust a country's financial system, they are more willing to hold its currency, which strengthens its value on the global market. Inflation also plays a critical role in determining currency value. Inflation refers to the rise in prices over time, which reduces the purchasing power of money. Countries with high inflation tend to see their currencies weaken because each unit buys fewer goods and services. Kuwait has historically maintained low and stable inflation rates compared to many other countries. This stability preserves the purchasing power of the Kuwaiti dinar and supports its high exchange rate. In contrast, currencies in countries with high inflation often lose value rapidly. Even if the country has a large economy, it is also important to clarify a common misconception: a higher currency value does not automatically mean a higher standard of living. While the Kuwaiti dinar is the most expensive currency, everyday goods and services in Kuwait are priced accordingly. What truly matters for citizens is purchasing power, income levels, and cost of living. Similarly, the US dollar is not the most expensive currency, but it remains the most influential because it is widely used in global trade, reserves, and financial markets. The dollar's strength comes from its dominance, not its per-unit exchange value. The Kuwaiti dinar is not the only strong currency in the world. Other currencies like the Bahraini dinar, Omani rial, Jordanian dinar, British pound, and Swiss franc also rank high in terms of value. Many of these currencies belong to countries with stable economies, strong financial systems, and disciplined monetary policies. In the Middle East, oil-rich nations often maintain strong currencies due to consistent export revenue and relatively small populations. In Europe, currencies like the Swiss franc are considered safe havens because of political neutrality and strong banking systems. Understanding why the Kuwaiti dinar is the most expensive currency also requires understanding how exchange rates are set. Some countries allow their currencies to float freely, meaning the market determines their value based on supply and demand. Others use a pegged or managed exchange rate system, where the currency is tied to another currency or a basket of currencies. Kuwait uses a managed exchange rate system, where the dinar is pegged to a basket of international currencies rather than a single currency. Like the US dollar, this approach provides flexibility and stability, helping protect the dinar from extreme fluctuations. The role of oil in Kuwait's economy cannot be overstated. Oil exports generate a steady flow of foreign currency into the country, strengthening the balance of payments. This inflow increases demand for the Kuwaiti dinar, supporting its high value. Additionally, Kuwait's government invests oil revenues into long-term assets through its sovereign wealth fund, ensuring financial stability for future generations. This long-term planning reinforces confidence in the country's economy and currency. Another interesting aspect of currency value is how perception and trust influence exchange rates. Money has value because people believe it does. When a country has a strong reputation for honoring its debts, managing its economy responsibly, and maintaining political stability, its currency is seen as reliable. The Kuwaiti dinar benefits from this trust, both domestically and internationally. Trust reduces the risk premium associated with holding the currency, which helps maintain its strength. Comparing the Kuwaiti dinar to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin also provides useful insights. Bitcoin is often described as digital gold and has seen massive price fluctuations over the years. While Bitcoin's price can be extremely high, it is volatile and driven largely by speculation. In contrast, the Kuwaiti dinar's value is relatively stable and backed by tangible economic factors such as oil reserves, government policy, and financial institutions. This highlights the difference between speculative assets and traditional fiat currencies backed by national economies. It is also worth noting that having the world's most expensive currency does not necessarily give a country more power in global finance. The US dollar remains the world's reserve currency used in international trade, oil pricing, and global debt. Many countries hold dollars as part of their foreign reserves. This dominance gives the US enormous influence over global financial systems. Even though the dollar is not the most expensive currency per unit, this distinction helps explain why currency value and global influence are not the same thing. For everyday people, understanding currency value helps explain why exchange rates matter when traveling, investing, or doing international business. A stronger currency means imports are cheaper, but exports can become more expensive. A weaker currency can boost exports, but increase the cost of imports. Kuwait's strong currency reflects its export-driven economy and relatively low reliance on imports compared to its oil revenues. This balance supports a high-value currency without harming economic stability. The concept of the most expensive currency is also a useful educational tool. It challenges assumptions and encourages people to think more deeply about economics, trade, and money. It shows that value is relative and shaped by policy decisions, resources, and global relationships. It also highlights how small countries can have strong currencies if they manage their economies wisely and maintain financial discipline. In the future, the ranking of the world's most expensive currency could change. Economic shifts, geopolitical events, changes in oil demand, and new financial technologies could all influence currency values. However, the fundamental principles will remain the same. Currencies that are backed by strong economies, controlled inflation, political stability, and sound monetary policy are more likely to maintain high value over time. In conclusion, the world's most expensive currency is the Kuwaiti dinar, not because Kuwait is the largest economy or the most powerful nation, but because of a unique combination of controlled supply, oil, wealth, economic stability, low inflation, and smart monetary policy. Understanding this helps clarify common misconceptions about money and highlights how currency value is shaped by deeper economic forces rather than popularity or size. The story of the Kuwaiti dinar is a powerful reminder that in the world of finance, value is not always where people expect it to be. By learning how currencies work, we gain a better understanding of global economics, international trade, and the forces that shape our financial world.